Boom, we're live.
Boom.
How's it going, everybody? While we're getting started, we're tweeting out the show. Follow us on Twitter right here at complete_MMA.
You said it like super bad. For show.
For show. We're starting the show for show. Yeah. Episode 56.
What a card.
MMA Complete Podcast.
Islam Makachev.
Check out nakedsports.com, fansonlysports.com. A couple new articles out there. Yeah. Episode 56. 2 weeks out from Conor McGregor.
Ooh.
What? 3 weeks away from
Broke his leg.
265?
I think so.
I think it's the 9th.
Yeah, I think, forget that. Islam Makachev. Bro, Misha Tate with the TKO.
Yeah, she did get that in the third.
I mean, like, shit, that's pretty impressive. She's 34. I mean, granted, it was her opponent was her last fight. 44 years old, 9-7 in her career in the UFC at 44. Not really anything spectacular, but bro, she looked good.
It looks like she landed a power shot on Misha Tate though in the first round. I just want to bring that up because Misha is obviously able to eat that shot, but she did get caught by it, so she was a little bit rusty. And I'm not talking shit on the former champ here because that's what she was. She was a former champ. But with the way the division's looking right now, I don't see Misha Tate getting up to top 5.
Is she bantamweight or is she flyweight?
135, I believe.
Bantamweight?
Let's just fact check that. Young Jamie on the compute over there. Yeah, I think she
135. Yep.
I think she looked good, dude. I think her takedowns were really good.
Yeah, she did
really
have some
good.
nice
Transitioning
takedowns.
was good. Her ground and pound looked really good. And everyone thought that her opponent. What's her opponent's name? I'm sorry.
Marion Renault.
Everyone thought that she was gonna submit Misha, but I mean, her defense was pretty good too.
I didn't know what to expect because we've seen a lot of fighters lately that take a long hiatus and come back. And this one, I'm pretty sure Misha Tate hasn't fought in something like George St. Pierre time, like 4 years.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know what to expect. But from all accounts, she dominated the fight standing. She looked really good. And Misha Tate was always kind of a grappler.
Yeah.
So the fact
Champion
that
at 27.
So the fact that she was able to stand up with Renault and do that, it shows a lot. And I'm excited to see Misha Tate's next couple fights because she's in the bantamweight division. And as far as I know, I'm going to check this actually before I say it. But do you guys know what championship Misha Tate was when she was?
I believe it was 135. Ronda Rousey, same one.
That would make sense to me. I just wasn't sure. I remember back when Ronda Rousey was fighting, there was one.
Yeah,
women's division,
135.
you know what I mean?
I believe it was just that one. True pioneer in the sport, Misha Tate.
I'm trying to link.
She was her. Yeah, so it's been almost 5 years since her last fight.
Wow.
And she did lose to. She lost the belt to Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
That was Amanda Nunes' first title win, was against Misha Tate in 2016.
And they just haven't stopped.
Right. And then 3 months later, she lost to Raquel Pennington, and then this was her most recent fight since then.
Really?
So it's been a very long hiatus for Misha Tate, and it's good to see her back. All right, Islam Makachev. You guys watched the fight. I kind of saw about it, but I'm really interested to hear how you guys think about it.
I just want to point out, I'm not like goading or anything, but had Misha Tate by TKO.
Nice. That was good.
It was a good bet. Good bet.
Was that parlayed with Islam?
Can't parlay it, but I did parlay Misha Tate and Islam together.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's a good bet.
And I dropped the hammer on it.
It's a nice money day.
Yeah.
Islam Makachev is now ranked number 5 in the lightweight division. And we
discussed that too.
Yep, you were asking me earlier. I'd like to jump right into it, unless you guys want to talk about the actual fight. Do you guys want to actually talk about the fight between Makachev and Moises? I mean, it was dominant.
Yeah.
We can just talk about.
We can talk about.
I want to talk about the key point. So in that fight, in the post-fight press conference, he said that he was disappointed that he got taken down. But when he got taken down, he transitioned in the full mount and reversed it. So
very good scrambling.
Yeah, very impressive.
I would expect from his sambo background that his jiu-jitsu sweeps are just ridiculous.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
You got Khabib.
Sambo, I feel like it's just a pair with it. Like everything's paired now.
Yeah.
Like one background doesn't mean it all anymore, and it's kind of like it's what the sport is, mixed martial arts. So
Does
it's
he
good to see.
do judo too?
They
Sambo and judo.
got to be
Sambo
doing
is
everything.
Sambo is basically judo and wrestling, as far as I know.
Yeah, except they wear shorts and a gi top.
Yeah,
it's a weird sport, and they allow headbutts.
All right, so Makhachev is number 5 ranked. I will go check the rankings right now, but as far as the last time I checked, Connor was 9th. What do we feel about Makhachev being that much higher than McGregor? I think it's justified. I don't know if Makhachev belongs at 5. Can you put Makhachev above Tony Ferguson?
Yes.
Makhachev at a 7.
I think Tony Ferguson should be more down, but that's just me. He has only lost to top-ranked opponents, but I think we can all agree, like, Tony's ground game against Darush, I think, is it really as top tier as we think he is? Like, I don't know. I think Charles Oliveira would mess him up on the ground. Charles Oliveira did mess him up on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Islam Makhachev would mess Tony up on the ground.
I don't think Tony...
And Tony ain't knocking him out either.
At 38 years old, I think Tony's got maybe a good fight left in him.
Yeah, I think so too.
And especially how
and
hard
I
he's
want
been on
that
his
fight
body.
to be against Islam Makhachev.
I'd go out on your shield type of thing.
Yeah. Also, it carries on the rivalry that Khabib and Tony had for a while. I think that's the main part. That's why Islam called out Tony at the end of the fight, because he wants to get that almost redemption, even though it's not redemption because Khabib doesn't need to.
Yeah, they just never got to fight.
Right. To that point, he did call out a lot of people.
He did. He absolutely did. And I'm glad that he did, because all right, Islam Makhachev, we've known even before this fight that he is a top guy that people duck him.
Yeah.
So that's one way to look at it. People have ducked him, but another way to look at it is that he's not fought anybody good.
Yeah,
I think that's a reasonable statement.
He's fought a couple of okay fighters that I know, like Sarukian.
He beat Drew Dober.
He's an
good
okay fighter,
right?
Like very like under the top 15.
I think if he didn't get trained by Khabib, he would be ranked 10.
Yeah, well, if he didn't
That's
have
what
the
I
hype train going in too, who knows if he would have progressed this quick?
Right. And I mean, he deserves it. He's 20-1.
Oof, he's on a big win streak.
He's beaten.
It's quite a tear in the UFC, honestly.
He beat Gleason Tebow.
Yeah, but Tebow's old as shit.
He beat Nick Lentz. Nick Lentz has been around for a
Drew
while.
Dober,
Drew Dober,
kind of impressive.
Thiago Moises. So that's like a number 10 ranked fighter to me. It really is.
Wow, look at that 3-round fight, right? And only 15 strikes for Makhachev and 10 strikes for Dober in 3 rounds.
But if you
3 takedowns and 2 submission attempts.
Yes. So these 15 strikes, that's standing strikes. That's just how UFC.com is. So it was just all on the ground the whole time.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's a boring
So
fight,
who does Islam
dominant.
Makhachev fight next?
Who do I think he should fight next, or who do I believe he fights next?
Who do you believe he fights next?
All right, so he called out, this is something I want to talk about. He called out literally Chandler in his post-fight interview as Chandler was working for ESPN that day. I mean, the UFC. And it's pretty funny because Mike Chandler was just dancing around the question. You know, obviously he can't say, oh, I'll fight him, and before talking to Dana, but it's another one of those cases where I think everybody's kind of a little afraid of Islam.
I think everybody's afraid of him, and I think they have reason to be. He's such an unknown commodity.
Yeah, Islam's
not only
terrifying,
that,
dude.
but it's like he's not been hurt.
He's just so well-rounded.
So, Khabib, shout out Khabib. Coaching career is now 5-0, still hasn't lost. All right, so
that's the DC team.
That's what we got for last weekend.
Well, Jeremy Stevens armbar too.
I just want to give a little bit of a shout out before we get into what I next want to talk about for UFC 265. It's the next pay-per-view, and we live stream every pay-per-view from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. So UFC 265 will be coming to you live August 7th, which is 2.5 weeks away. Yeah, so it's just over 2 weeks
Big
away.
heavyweight title fight.
And so we live stream every single pay-per-view, UFC pay-per-view from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. So come check us out wherever you're watching this now, whether that be on Naked Sports or that be on Fans Only Sports. You could also be on our own YouTube channel, which we got our best views ever last pay-per-view for MMA Complete Podcast. So go check out that on YouTube, subscribe if you haven't, and check out our Twitter at @complete_MMA, where we, mostly this guy, Austin, credit where credit's due, has been making a lot of strides in Twitter, and we've been trying to contact new people. So it would mean a lot if you guys would follow us on Twitter, because that's kind of where we're popping off. But what I wanted to get into, I I don't want to talk about UFC 265 yet.
Okay.
We can talk at the end, I think.
Yeah, of course, just a little bit.
This weekend is Corey Sandhagen versus TJ Dillashaw.
Exciting fight right here. This is very exciting.
There's some other good fights, by the way. Darren Elkins versus Derek Minor is actually a really good fight. Miranda Maverick versus Macy Barber.
Big fans
Adrian
of Miranda
Yanez
Maverick.
versus Randy Costa. Shout out Adrian Yanez.
Big fan of
retweeting.
Adrian Yanez.
Oh yeah, he did retweet. Yeah, shout out.
But Corey Sandhagen and TJ Dillashaw. I have so much to say about this fight.
Where do you start?
Where do you start? I think you start 6 years ago when you realize that these guys used to be in the same camp together.
Mhm.
These guys trained together. When TJ was the man, and I'm talking like probably the greatest bantamweight in UFC history.
CEO of EPO era.
Right. And there was a
Yeah.
time when it was either Dominic Cruz or TJ Dillashaw. Those were the best bantamweights ever.
Yeah.
And you could make an argument that that's still true. I probably would. I think Dominic Cruz is the best bantamweight ever.
Yeah, currently.
And TJ Dillashaw's up there with like just Cody. It's really just him, Cody, and TJ.
I wish Uriah Faber could have gotten at least
Uriah
one of those
Faber,
wins.
I know. But
Right.
So Dillashaw 35, Corey Sandhagen 29. Dillashaw obviously coming back from 2 years suspension. Corey Sandhagen, the number 2 ranked fighter. Corey Sandhagen, the not heavy favorite, but a decently heavy favorite.
70-ish.
It's minus 200.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Sorry.
So where do you start? Corey Sandhagen, great on the ground. TJ Dillashaw, Corey Sandhagen, great standing. TJ Dillashaw, great standing, but maybe better on the ground, even though he doesn't go to the ground a lot.
It's kind of the heavy
And
favorite.
something you see a lot in TJ's fights is that he has one of the most diverse standing arsenals in the division. This guy will throw leg kicks and head kicks and elbows and spinning shit. Like he just does
Very
everything.
fast.
But as soon as he gets rocked, he goes off his game plan. As soon as he gets rocked, it's just overhand after overhand after roundhouse.
He is an emotional fighter.
He is a
Corey Sandhagen with
short.
a 3-inch. He's not that he's short. He's kind of decent for this division. Corey Sandhagen's tall as
Giant,
fuck
yeah.
for this
He
division.
I
should
know,
be
that's
at
what I mean.
145.
That's what I
He's
mean.
like
honestly.
5'10", 5'11",
That's Max
and
Holloway.
135.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And then
That's
what's,
Sean
what's
O'Malley.
TJ? What's TJ?
He's like 5'6".
So it's oh my god.
Right.
6 inches.
But it's only a 3-inch reach advantage.
Yeah, but you got to account for punching up. So
That's such a unique body style for those guys to have to fight.
is punching up? Does he lose inches?
I think so, but he probably knows how to work it.
Yeah.
So
imagine.
the thing is that TJ Dillashaw, he likes to, in his previous fights, he likes to rush in.
TJ, I believe, will
Rushing.
push the pace. I
But
believe that TJ
the
will
last-
dictate the pace.
The last 2 fights that Corey Sandhagen has, when his opponents rushed in, he's knocked him out. And he's a more patient fighter now. He's a better,
And that's the
more
thing.
better. You know,
And that's the
obviously.
thing about Sandhagen is he has knockouts, but he's not a necessarily powerful person. He's a precise person, and he's someone that does the exact right move. That's just training, and that's just being aware of your situation. Whereas TJ
Mhm.
is, besides Cody Garbrandt, the heaviest striker in bantamweight history.
Yeah.
I think TJ has a lot of knockouts. He knocked out Cody Garbrandt. But yeah, TJ just has so many. TJ is very well rounded, and then you got 2 guys who are obviously championship caliber. I mean, we don't know TJ's exact state, but we can guess by the pictures and the different things that we've seen him doing over the last couple weeks that he's in good shape.
Yeah.
I told you guys, I think this fight's going the distance. I really do.
That's what you believe.
I could see a knockout, but I think that this is going to be a brutal war. I really do. And I think
Stand-up mess, right?
it's going to be split in the first 3 rounds. Obviously, someone's going to have an advantage, but I think it's going to be split for the most part. And then in the championship rounds, I think TJ is going to take over.
So if it goes to championship rounds, I got to give it to TJ as well.
Mhm.
If it goes
Yeah,
to
it's a big
championship
if.
rounds, yeah.
So are you ready to make a prediction,
Yeah, I got Corey Sandhagen by knockout.
Austin?
Oh man, I've been saying TJ this whole time, dude. I even tweeted out like, I don't know. I'm still on the fence. What do you think? Because you know him better than I do, so. like,
Let's bring him into the
I'm kinda-
conversation.
I'm kind of
Chris.
going on.
Chris joining the podcast. Thank you for joining, by the way, Chris. Sorry we haven't gotten to talk to you too much. Who do you think is
Just
going
make
to
a
win?
random
Hey.
pick.
Who do you think is
Random
going to win, Corey or TJ?
TJ.
TJ?
TJ.
You know what? Chris convinced me. I think TJ is going to win. I think TJ is going to win by decision.
Okay. If you believe decision, then I would believe TJ. TJ by decision.
Oh, I gotta see TJ.
Fuck, I gotta go. Man, damn it, I'm going TJ.
I'm holding firm with what I said, by the way. But
Damn, I'm going.
If-
Here's my next question for you guys.
I gotta go.
Yep.
I gotta go.
All right, so in the division, in the
oh
bantamweight
no.
division currently,
I'm not
we
bad.
have the champ Aljo.
Yep.
Paper champ.
Yep.
Paper champ. Number 1 contender Piotr Jan. Number 2 contender Corey Sandhagen. Number 3 contender Rob Font.
Yep.
If TJ beats Corey Sandhagen, does TJ get the next title shot?
he is number 2. Peter Yan should get the next title shot.
I believe so too, but don't you think that fight would already got scheduled?
Yeah. I don't know. Aljo might just be
Because
running.
of his he had surgery, but he's coming back soon.
Okay. I agree with you. I think Piotr Jan should get the next title shot. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that.
What about an interim belt?
Ooh,
I
yeah.
think that if there's an interim belt for the heavyweight championship right now, there should fucking be an interim bantamweight belt. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Piotr Jan versus anybody, which is how he got the belt anyway.
Yeah.
He had an interim belt, or not an interim, but he had the belt because Cejudo vacated it.
That would be a really good thing.
I would love to see Piotr Jan versus TJ, because I think I'm not a fan of TJ. I think he's a punk. He's amazing. He's one of the greatest. I had him when we did our top 50 MMA list, which you should check out, episode 52 of the MMA Complete Podcast on our YouTube channel, MMA Complete Podcast. When we had that list,
one
I had
to date.
TJ in like 31. TJ's really one of the all-time greats, but I just think he's a fucking punk.
Yeah, and the drug use.
And
makes it
so
hard
I would
be a
love to
fan.
see Piotr Jan knock him senseless, which I think Piotr Jan could, because he's the best boxer in that
Piotr,
division.
I heard something that somebody said. I think it was on Twitter. Piotr Jan is like a mini Mike Tyson. The way he just absorbs and then unloads quick combos, powerful combos,
He just needs to.
and he always finishes with a kick.
If only he didn't fucking knee Aljo.
Yeah, and there's a reason behind it, because what Piotr Jan does when people are down like that is it happened a couple times in that fight. He grabs him under the armpit, picks him up just to where it's legal, knees him in the face.
Yeah.
He's done it a couple times, but he
didn't do it.
did not do it that time.
All right, so real quick, we're going to take a commercial break. You're watching MMA Complete Podcast. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Make sure you check out UFC 265 on August 7th. We go live 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. We will be – yeah, let's go, Rod. We will be coming to you live every Thursday and obviously on August 7th, so come check out the pay-per-view. Also, if you want to go check out nakedsports.com, where we've been writing articles for UFC and other stuff, that'd be great. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back talking more about this week's fight night and then UFC 265.
It is the wave.
Boom, we're live.
Again,
It's the
I got to
wave.
send text. I'm sorry. So, anything else about Dylan Shaw Sandhagen? Anything you think can happen? I know you think that it might be a knockout. Is there a reason? Is there something that really compels you to say that?
I see Sandhagen's power coming into play when fighting Dillashaw. He's not too durable. He has been durable, but he always ends up getting rocked. Like you said, it's part of his game plan. You just know that Dillashaw is going to start getting wily with his punches and go into it. And I could see him getting caught, losing sight of his goal, what he's supposed to do against a guy like Sandhagen, and getting caught real bad.
So, TJ, have you guys seen the first fight between TJ and Cody?
Yeah.
It's a great fight. Both guys got rocked in the first round, but TJ got really, really rocked at the 3 seconds left in the first round.
Mhm.
So much so that when the ref stopped it, Cody was just like looking at him, pegging him off, and TJ got up and wobbly walked to the opposite corner, and then walked to his corner. The ref could have stopped it.
Yeah.
I think Corey.
And then a minute into the next round, they had just a sporadic exchange. And TJ knocked Cody's lights out.
I'm switching my pick to Corey Sandhagen.
All right.
Official.
See, with those big looping punches that he likes, which, it's not guaranteed that he's going to throw them. But I think that favors Sandhagen because you're
I
throwing
think
up
you're-
to a tree.
Exactly. If you want to get exchanges,
To a
which
tree.
TJ does, you're getting into it with a guy. And again, it's only a 3-inch reach advantage.
Yeah.
Which really isn't crazy, but the height is a big factor. And then when you think about it, if the height advantage is like 6 inches, 6 inches,
Mhm.
give or take 5, and the reach advantage is only 3, how much longer are Sandhagen's legs? And that's going to be a factor. Now, I think TJ's better with his legs. Corey Sandhagen has good leg kicks, and obviously we've seen his knees, but
Nice
TJ
knees.
has a whole arsenal of leg kicks
Yeah.
that we saw from Uriah Faber, who Uriah Faber is like TJ's original
He's
teacher.
like
I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm
that
gonna-
was a good
I'm
view.
gonna say watch out for the uppercut.
By Sandhagen or Dillashaw?
Sandhagen.
I could see that.
Watch
Nice
out
low
for the
base.
uppercut. Yep, he's gonna go in for a nice low kick, and Corey Sandhagen's gonna go in and pop him.
You guys are making me want to say Sandhagen.
You
But
should
I'm going to
totally
stick with
say it.
Dillashaw. Someone
I gotta
has
go.
to say it.
Yeah, Chris
Yeah,
did.
true.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris did. That's right.
True, yeah.
So if you wanted to,
No, I'm
you
going to
can.
stay with him.
Okay.
So in the prelims, Brendan Allen, Ian Heinrich, Mickey Gall,
Yes.
Andre Ewell, Sarah Eubanks.
Yep.
That's a lot. I mean, I think they're all going to win. I think that I might bet on prelims this week. But we can get into that another time. But a really decent card starting at 4 p.m. And the main card starts at 7.
Hey,
which
shout
means-
out Showboxing 84. Thanks for following back, buddy.
Which means the main event of this fight night will be at like 11 o'clock. So
11 o'clock? That's
yeah,
not
so it's
too
actually
bad.
an early fight night
Yeah.
this week. That's pretty cool.
sure
Aspen
be
Ladd
watching.
and Macy Chasen. I think Aspen Ladd's going to win that fight. I think
I'm
Aspen
excited
Ladd
to
is
see her
going
fight
to
again.
challenge for a title soon.
Yeah.
Soon.
I like that. I like.
Oh, but she has a 6-inch reach disadvantage against Macy Chasen. Macy
What's,
Chasen's 8-1. Aspen Ladd 9-1.
what's the height?
5'11" and
Macy
5.
Chasen's like 5'10. Aspen Ladd's like 5'6.
And Aspen Ladd's a bit of a grappler, though.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it. So
If she can get to the ground, she's probably going to win. But that is a big reach advantage. Let's see where they are in the rankings. I know Aspen Ladd's really high up there. Aspen Ladd is 3 in the bantamweight division. Macy Chasen's 10. Misha Tate got bumped to number 8 in the women's bantamweight division, by the way.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Dillashaw. It's a ballsy pick, and
Yeah.
it's something I'm not going to bet on,
but it's your pick.
but it's my pick.
All right, cool.
While we're here, we can talk about. I'm sorry. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, Ian Heinisch and Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen, he lost his last fight. Can you go to that?
I believe he won.
He's 25.
He beat
He
Carl,
won by
he beat Carl
submission.
Roberson. Yeah, he had sub of the night in UFC 261.
Yeah. Okay.
He had the leg lock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going up against a guy that's 8-0.
Mm-hmm. Brendan Allen has a 2.5-inch reach advantage. He's also about 3 or 4 inches taller than Punahil Soriano.
Soriano. I'm familiar with this name. Who did he fight last?
He's had 2 fights in the UFC, and he's beaten Dusko Todorovic and Oscar Piakata.
Oh, he's got power.
He does. He has
Two
two
knockouts.
first-round knockouts under his belt, going up against Brendan Allen. So if Brendan Allen can get it to the ground,
Has Brendan Allen been knocked out before?
I'm sure he has. He's 16-4, maybe not actually.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Good
Wow,
wrestling.
he's had a lot of fights already. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty
Oh, he got
good.
knocked out by Sean
Yeah.
Strickland. Yeah. TKO, whatever.
Wow, I
He
think
did
he's
not
gonna.
look
I
like
think
himself that night.
I think he's gonna lose this fight.
If
I'm
he
not gonna. I'm gonna stay away from that one. I'm not.
Yeah.
I got a bad feeling about that one. I think
I'll
he
pick
hit-
Brandon Allen, but I'm not going to put money.
I'm not going to take a
No.
one side or the other on that.
I would sprinkle knockout for the other guy though.
Yeah, for Soriano.
I would sprinkle knockout for him,
All right.
which I might do.
See what those odds are.
2 weeks away. Oh, real quick. Next week, it's a bit of a one and done show, but we have Uriah Hall versus Sean Strickland. I think Sean Strickland's going to win.
I got Uriah Hall.
I think Uriah Hall is.
I think Sean Strickland wins if he doesn't get his leg broken.
Can I just say I've watched Strickland's last 3
Lethal
fights because
He's a boring fighter, though. It goes to decision.
I've bet him 3 times. Yeah, I just don't. I think he has a weak chin,
Uriah
especially
Hall
for
is
Uriah
slow,
Hall's
though.
power.
Uriah Hall's
No offense to you,
slow.
Sean Strickland.
Uriah Hall is getting slower with
You've
age,
won
but he
me
does
money.
have his power.
He has. He's won me
He
a
does,
couple
he
of
does.
games.
And Sean Strickland fights kind of slow too,
Mhm.
but he
Sean
fights
Strickland has
long.
some power, too.
Yeah,
they
he
have
fights a bit
similar.
long.
Like, not many people can match up to Uriah Hall's body stature, and Sean Strickland can.
Yeah.
He needs to just Uriah Hall no lie, he just needs to rush in. Just go right at him.
Karate fighter. He's got this with his kicks if he gets it.
Just go right in.
All right, UFC
He
265.
needs to put the pressure towards him.
UFC 265 coming to you live on August 7th, and we'll be live streaming 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Derek Lewis, Cyril Gane for the interim title belt.
Yeah.
Amanda Nunes, Juliana Pena for the women's bantamweight title. Jose Aldo versus Pedro Munoz. Michael Chiesa versus Vicente Luque. Song Yadong versus Casey Kenny.
Song Yadong. Casey Kennedy, I think, is going to take that.
Bobby Green versus Rafael Fiziev. Angela Hill versus Tisha Torres. Angela Hill and Tisha Torres, both top 10 fighters in the strawweight division.
I like Angela Hill in this.
That is a very good card. There's not huge stakes on the line. There's no like number one contenderships. Michael Chiesa, Vicente Luque is like a top 5 fight in the welterweight. That's probably the closest besides the 2 championship fights.
Mhm.
But I think that this is going to be a good title. This is going to be a good card. All right. Does Juliana Pena have a chance in hell like Amanda Nunes?
No. Everybody's saying that she does because of her. Well, actually, not everybody. Chael Sonnen specifically. I watched a video. It was
Did Chael
interesting
Sonnen
take.
pick Juliana Pena?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. So Nunes, yeah. Okay.
I believe he picked. But,
He also picked Poirier there, didn't he?
did he?
I
No,
think.
he picked McGregor.
Oh, I think you guys are saying Poirier because when I was rooting.
Oh
for
wait,
him,
yeah,
you
he
guys were
did.
saying-
Yeah, he did. Poirier.
What?
All right, so Sonnen broke the curse. Good for him.
Oh, yeah, that's the fight he did.
That's the first one that he's got in what, the last
he's got
year?
another one.
Yeah.
And then, but the reason I say Juliana Pena does have a chance is because watching Sonnen's video explain that Pena has some pretty good wrestling on her, and she thinks it might be enough for Amanda Nunes. And he didn't make a pick. Now that I think about it, he didn't actually make a pick.
I think
But
Amanda
I don't
Nunes
think-
wins in the first round.
yeah, I don't think anybody's stopping Amanda Nunes.
The Lioness.
The Nunes
Yeah.
is the woman.
Can Jose Aldo make one more run and beat Pedro Munoz?
What you mean?
That was
Poor
funny.
Can Jose Aldo make one more run?
I think
and beat Pedro
I
Munoz?
think so. He's been looking very good.
I think Aldo could beat
I
Munoz.
think he can beat Munoz.
I think Munoz beats Jose.
Do you think? Any
I think Munoz knocks out Aldo.
really. Ooh.
TKO. TKO.
Okay. Yeah.
Pedro Munoz, Jose Aldo.
I got Aldo in this fight, man.
Mm.
I got Aldo going it to the ground. We're talking about a guy that was at one point in time in the UFC the pound for pound best fighter,
I got Aldo.
and
Stand up.
it wasn't that long ago if you think about it.
It was 7 years ago.
I thought it was 5. All right, so it is a little bit.
Time flies when you're
But
having
I
fun.
mean, I think he's still there, man. He's still there.
Actually, no, because Conor knocked him out in 2016. I don't know if he was still the number one pound for pound, but it's been 5 years since he was title holder. So yeah.
Yeah, so I think he beats him.
Michael Chiesa, Vicente Luque.
Who do you have? Who do you have?
I have
I got
Vicente
Munoz.
Luque.
You guys got Aldo. I got Munoz.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Aldo.
This is an interesting fight for me because Michael Chiesa is a great wrestler, but I have Vicente Luque.
Yeah,
in this
stand up, and he's got decent wrestling too.
Yeah. And this is going to be a really interesting fight. This is the one this is the Burns Thompson fight on this card for me. It's the one that's not, it's the 4th fight of the night, but it's one of the most interesting to me.
Mhm.
We haven't talked about one that I think is the most interesting. We're going to leave that for last.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Nunes Pena is interesting because it's the GOAT, but it's just
the go like so dominantly.
like you
too.
can how many times can you bet on someone who's minus 800? You know, like
You gotta hope that she goes to decision. And
Right.
just,
Right.
Try and take that number.
Vicente Luque and Michael Chiesa.
No.
Vicente Luque is my pick, just because what he did to Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, I agree. And Luque is a big dude for welterweight too. He could easily go to middleweight, which I like. Michael Chiesa is a little older. Chiesa's 33, Luque 29. Same exact reach. Michael Chiesa's a little taller. Dylan's coming through, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Do you think if Michael Chiesa wins, submission? Is that what you got? Because if I have Chiesa winning, I'm picking by submission.
Honestly, I would say decision because I don't think Luque is good on the ground too. So I don't think he pulls off a submission, but I don't see him knocking out Luque.
No,
I also don't think Chiesa's going to win. I think that Luque is going to TKO Chiesa.
Okay.
This is another card that I definitely see early stoppages.
Yeah.
100%.
Might be a quick night.
The last 2 fights, I'm sure will not go the distance.
Well, you've been feeling yourself lately, so I'm gonna have to go.
Nunes Pena is not going the distance.
No.
You guys been killing it.
Derek Lewis, Cyril Gane. unless Cyril Gain just dominates the fuck out of Derek Lewis, like on the ground and just has cardio for days.
I'd see Derek Lewis giving up if that happens. Like
I don't see him giving up.
gassing
Dude,
out. That's what I mean.
Right. And if he gasses out, maybe Gain just
I would
fucking
love
plays with him.
to talk about this when Dylan is here because of the Curtis Blades, because we watched that fight in his basement.
All right. Well, we could wait a couple minutes. We could take a
but-
commercial break.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Well, we're talking about it now, so we just go with it. It's just one punch with Derek Lewis.
Do you know who Derek Lewis is, Chris?
Mhm.
Derek Lewis is the guy that went viral on Twitter after a fight. He got interviewed and he said his balls were hot. You ever heard that saying? My balls was hot.
He
My
took
balls was hot,
he took
that's
his
what he
pants
said.
off in the octagon.
He almost lost. He was losing that fight.
This guy, Derek Lewis.
Oh, why? Because
I think
Uh,
Cyril Gain wins this fight, dude.
This guy,
Cyril
Derek
Gain
Lewis, has the most knockouts in UFC history.
must be beast.
His nickname is the Black Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is he's one of the only people in the UFC that you can legitimately say one punch will knock you out.
Damn.
He's got Ngannou power.
You got
Like,
I
what's
don't think
normal
anybody
punch
has
now?
Ngannou power, but he might have the second
He's got
most power.
Daniel Cormier
He has-
power.
I think he has more
plus
power
some.
than Cormier.
Yeah. He's just got plus power.
I
Like-
think he has Overeem power from Pride. That's
From
what I
Pride?
think. Yeah.
Maybe.
And what's crazy is he still has the power. Like we said, he knocked out Curtis Blades. And Curtis Blades is not known for being the fucking toughest guy, but knockout of Curtis Blades with one shot is impressive.
Literally one significant blow.
And Derek Lewis is 36.
Heavyweight. He's got
it
some
was-
longevity. You could get to 40 in that
It
division.
was-
I don't know.
It was the most
Maybe.
perfect,
So he,
just
he's
uppercut,
like really
dude.
good
It's
then,
so
huh?
Right.
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 Like,
Yeah, he's
but I
pretty good.
think
He gets
Cyril
some
Gain,
nice
dude, he's
knockouts.
athletic, he's
It's not bad,
fast,
though.
What about
he's a
submissions?
pure
Is he
265.
Right.
He doesn't
You know,
do
he's
it.
one of the
No, he
few
doesn't.
pure 265 pounders in the division. His leg kicks are lethal. I think he can keep the distance from him, so he doesn't have to worry about him. He can react to him fast. I think the Cyril
Yeah, but how is
Gain,
he on the ground? Can he get the
he's a
guy
good
off?
matchup for him.
If Cyril Gain can beat Derek Lewis by
What's the
decision,
reach? What's the reach?
Ngannou has competition, man, on top of competition. Because he's already got John Jones,
Yeah,
Stipe.
The winner of this fight fights Ngannou.
Yeah.
And I think Cyril Gain wins this fight.
And then Dana says the winner of that fight fights Stipe. Just saying.
Really, Stipe doesn't get an immediate rematch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he does?
No,
Versus,
that you're correct. He doesn't get an immediate rematch.
Really?
He should.
He
But-
absolutely should.
He does get a rematch, though, with
But
the
listen, when you
winner of
get
the belt.
knocked out cold, you no matter even
But
if you're the
it's in
heavyweight
Maybe wait a
Ngannou.
year. Maybe you wait a year.
well, that's probably what it is. Stipe got knocked out in May.
Yeah.
Right.
He's getting his
It's
weight
only
up,
been
too.
2.5 months. 2 months.
So, I
that's
get what you're
crazy.
saying.
That fight was only 2 fucking months ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I thought he had to go and fight somebody else before fighting for the belt again.
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay, because that would be wrong.
But it could also just be a ploy for Dana White to say, "I'm not mentioning John Jones."
Yeah.
You know.
Who, by the way, wants to take another year
Who
off.
John Jones
Is-
already
is-
said he's taking
is
another year
taking
off.
another
But
year
John
off.
Jones has also said he's not interested in fighting Stipe unless it's for the belt.
Respectable, I get it.
I don't think it is. I think John Jones should have to fight Stipe. I think that's logical for me. It really is. And I hate you guys have heard me criticize Dana White. And I always say, I get it, it's his job. It's his job to promote fights the right way, in the way that UFC makes the most revenue, and also the way that pushes fighters in marketability, but not to the point where they overextend their value as a fighter.
Yeah.
And I think that's where John Jones is right now. I think that he believes his marketability is higher than his skill as a fighter, which is pretty fucking high as it is, his skill as a fighter.
The highest.
Right. And I think Dana's just like,
No.
no. Like, your highest pay-per-view sold 900K, and Connor just did 1.8 in the ass
Losing.
half of his prime.
Losing. 2 fights in a row.
But at some point,
6 weeks.
you got to give him a bone.
Throw the dog a bone.
In December, it'll be 2 years since John Jones has fought. And then we could be looking at another 6 months. Easy.
Yeah. But he does need that weight up a little bit. He said he wanted to get more used to his body size.
But you're talking, John Jones is 33 years old. You're talking about the prime of his career. He has not fought.
Well, in heavyweight, he's probably prime John Jones right now. Just sitting.
And,
So I get
and
what
he's
you're
going to get another 6 months. But the way I think about it is, and I don't even want to say this, so fingers crossed, on wood. This isn't wood.
Plastic.
What if John Jones fucking tears his ACL while training?
Sack.
Oh, jeez.
Knock on wood.
Right, exactly.
What the fuck?
I thought you were saying like
But when you're the best
Why would you
ever
say that?
and you're
Like a
taking
loss.
a 2-year hiatus,
Make it
that's
knock
a
on wood.
natural
I
thought
did.
process.
I know
It
that.
is.
let's get a prop bet.
It just is.
What are the chances Jones tears an ACL?
I'm just saying it's a natural thought process. And for someone who is taking, not only is he taking his prime off, he's taking arguably, almost not arguably, the greatest prime ever off.
It's possible,
Is he
yeah.
doing it on purpose?
It's
Is he
possible.
doing it on purpose? Is he running?
I think he is because
Is he running or chasing?
I think he's trying to get whatever money he thinks
Yeah,
he deserves.
he and it goes the same thing we just talked about. If he goes into a fight, God forbid he gets knocked out by Ngannou, he doesn't want to do that for less than 10 mil. He doesn't want to do that for less than 10
Legacy's
mil.
gone at that point.
But-
Should he have to?
As a fighter,
Can we say this? Can
Does he wanna
we
be the
say
GOAT?
this?
What can we say?
Is Brock Lesnar back in the WWE?
I don't know.
Is Brock Lesnar in WWE? I have no idea.
no.
He's old now.
If John
No,
Jones went to
no.
WWE,
I don't think
he'd get paid 10 mil easy.
Probably. Well,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wait a minute.
he'd have
Brock
to
Lesnar might
advertise
be-
himself. Like he's already got the legacy, which the WWE would hype up, like they do. You know,
Imagine
Ken
seeing Brock
Shamrock
Lesnar versus
with
John
Ken
Jones in
Severn.
the WWE.
Who do you think that?
Imagine that shit.
Zach's getting hyped for
You got Brock
WWE.
Lesnar power
A
bombing
fake-
John Jones
A
and shit.
fake wrestling.
I'm just saying that'd
wrestler,
be cool.
yeah. It'd be fake
I
as
love
fuck.
that. I love that interconnected fights. Like
Mark, how do you feel about
like
that?
when CM Punk, the WWE guy, went to the UFC. I love that shit.
That was hilarious.
right. It
Yeah, 'cause he
sucked.
went
It
to the-
fucking sucked, but I love that shit.
He went to the UFC.
Right.
How many times you watch
Brock Lesnar went from the WWE to UFC.
How many times you watch Brock Lesnar in WWE? And don't say
He was in the WWE in like 2003.
Brock
I
Lesnar
watched
was
a little
in
bit.
lot.
Brock Lesnar.
I haven't watched any of his new shit. I don't watch WWE anymore.
I ain't gonna start watching if John Jones goes there. I'm not that.
I think Brock Lesnar is the youngest WWE champion ever. Don't quote me on that.
Let's
I think
let's
he is.
stick to the
Okay,
MMA.
my bad. I'm sorry.
That's
I don't know
gross.
why I brought up WWE.
All I can
Anyway.
think about is bubble gum on the bottom of the desk.
So Derek Lewis, Cyril Gain. So Derek Lewis, Cyril Gain. I want to wait until the podcast right before to make my prediction, but I'm pretty sure I know who I'm going to say. But I'm not going to say it yet. because
All
I
right,
might
don't be a
change it.
bitch. You gotta say it.
Come on, let's hear it.
Here's what I'll say.
I got Derek Lewis.
Here's what I'll say. I'm
the
not
whole
gonna.
point of the pod is.
I'm not gonna make my prediction yet, but I feel like Derek Lewis could knock out Cyril Gain.
Yeah.
You feel that too?
Oh yeah, I definitely feel it too. They're about the
Me
same height too.
You can
It's not
knock
like-
out anybody.
I always feel like Derek Lewis is so much shorter than like the other people, but he's like
not-
giant.
I think I think Lewis is 6'2", Gain 6'3" or 6'4".
Derek Lewis is 6'4".
What?
Yeah, look at
Is he really? And Google stats are fucked. Fucking Google. Actually sponsor us. Derek Lewis is 6'3".
Google sponsor.
Google sponsor us.
Yeah.
Cyril Gain 6'5".
really. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I can still see Derek Lewis.
Give us a Google car.
The Google.
the one.
Yeah.
We'll take pictures with it.
We'll give you one ad every.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. Thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at @complete_MMA and go follow our YouTube MMA Complete Podcast, where we'll be live streaming UFC 265 on August 7th from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Thank everybody for tuning in. Check out Naked Sports. We'll be right back.
Points against a wheelchair basketball team.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh my God, we're not talking about this right
Okay.
now. We're so not talking about this right now.
Honest
All
question.
right, boom, we're live.
Boom, we're live.
Okay.
Hey, go check out our Twitter, man.
Yeah, follow us at Twitter at @complete_MMA.
Yeah,
Derek-
Ryan, if you're watching,
Derek
go
Lewis.
go like our. Come on, man. What are you doing?
Derek Lewis, Cyril Gain. We have the better athlete in Cyril Gain. We have-
Adrian Giannis.
Derek
Yeah.
Lewis, the better puncher. Cyril Gain's probably better on the ground.
Yeah, I think so.
I've only seen Derek Lewis go to the ground with ground specialists, though. So I don't think Cyril Gain's a ground specialist. So it might be more even of a ground matchup than we think.
His kicks.
Cardio-wise, Cyril Gain has it in the bag, no question.
Yeah, I got Cyril Gain all day for that.
Cyril Gain has better kicks.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's a nice kickboxer. He really is.
It's crazy the fact that Derek Lewis, you could split up the different aspects of this fight as we do for a lot of fights, any which way. You could say there's 10 different aspects: standing, clinch, ground, kicks, submissions, jiu-jitsu. You can spread out into all that, and Derek Lewis might only have one advantage. Actually, if you want to include experience, I would say Derek Lewis probably has an experience factor as well, especially in UFC big fights, which Cyril Gain's never had.
Yeah.
Except for his main event with Volkov, which is a fight night in his first main event. So that was kind of a big fight, and it was certainly monumental in the current rankings.
Derek put away Volkov.
Right. Derek's put away a lot of people. A lot.
I think that's a sign.
The thing that
Cyril Gain has not had a professional loss.
I put Cyril Gain in the same category as is it Gustafsson? Or no, it is Volkov. Is that the fight that we're talking about that he won in the last 30 seconds? I just don't think Cyril Gain gets knocked down in the last 30 seconds. I think Cyril Gain finishes this fight and wins by decision. I think Cyril Gain wins this fight by decision.
If this fight goes into the third round, it's Cyril Gain's to lose. Up until the third round.
What do you mean?
It's the same.
Cyril Gain to lose?
If
So he's going to be winning. But it's his to lose if he loses in the third round.
Right.
Okay.
If this fight goes into the third round, Cyril Gain will most likely
clear
win.
that up.
If this until the start of the third round, Derek Lewis should be like
Lightning in a bottle.
lightning in a bottle. Cyril Gain should be afraid of
Or
Derek
he
Lewis.
just hangs back, dude, like he did with Curtis Blades and knocks him out in the second
just
round.
keeps every
That's what I'm
punch
saying. It was
charged.
in the second round.
Yeah.
I think past the second round,
But Cyril Gain isn't going to take him to the ground. 100% he's not taking him to the ground.
I think he should.
I don't think he will.
I don't
though.
think he should. I don't think he should. I think he should use his legs, keep his distance. He has a 2-inch reach advantage.
You think Derek?
You
think the way to go about fighting Derek Lewis is kicking him in the
no,
legs?
keeping your
It might be actually.
keeping
That's a
your
good
distance.
method. Keep the distance. Kick the leg down.
Dude, Derek Lewis's punches are way too
Dangerous.
Throw it
Fuck yeah, to
dangerous.
be caught on one foot.
All right, then maybe try and take him in a single leg. You can't. I would be scared to take him in a double leg because if you don't get him down and then you go into the clinch with him, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to go into the clinch with Derek Lewis.
Cyril Gain has a fight ahead of him, man.
Yeah.
Derek Lewis is just such a scary opponent.
I think that who's the favorite?
Does Cyril Gain have any? Oh, Cyril. I don't know. But can you check if Cyril Gain? It's not even on there yet. Does he have any submission wins on his record? Because if he does, submission is very, very possible.
TKO, JDS.
He has
Decisions,
two submissions.
Two submissions over
I
no
think he could
namers.
submit him.
It's possible. If he gets caught on the ground with Derek Lewis.
I know I just said he's not going to go to the ground with him. That was me just knowing I didn't know he had submissions under his belt.
Still an MMA fight, though, so anything can happen.
Yeah, I think he could get him.
Wow,
by
it's
submission.
really not on Sportsbook, huh?
Too soon out, maybe.
Yeah, where is
August has some fights, by the way.
this?
August has a lot of good fights.
What would you say August's biggest fight is?
August's biggest fight.
Other than Lawler versus Diaz.
August's biggest fight is Cyril Gain versus Derek Lewis, I think. Darren Till, Derek Brunson is another one.
Ooh.
August 14th. I think, on paper, Cyril Gain should win.
Yeah, on paper.
On paper, Cyril Gain should win. Like I said, if you want to break it up in all the aspects of the fight, Cyril Gain's the better fighter. But Derek Lewis is more experienced and has lightning in a bottle in that right hand. And that is just something that is the ultimate equalizer. You look at the Curtis Blades, same thing. Curtis Blades, on paper, absolutely should have beaten Derek Lewis.
Yeah, we were
100%.
heavy favorites.
Heavy favorite
Yeah.
was Curtis Blades.
I was putting all
Me
my eggs in
too.
that basket.
And
Me
so
I was
does
surprised.
that knockout make Derek Lewis look better than he might
Dude,
be?
that knockout, the ball
100%.
cop knockout,
Because-
fucking big knockouts there. And the Ngannou not getting knocked out, but
He
almost
knocked
got
out Olynyk not too long ago as well.
yeah,
He almost got Kimura on the ground.
Mhm.
Kimura is when you put it back, right? Yeah, he almost got that on the. He almost got. I really think Shogun could submit him. I really think he could. If he gets him to the ground somehow.
I think so too. I think Cyril Gane is maybe the most athletic. It's hard to say because Ngannou's up there now with fucking most athletic heavyweights.
I think
He
Ngannou
really
but
is the
Ngannou's
most
pure
athletic.
265, and the closest thing to a pure 265er, other than Ngannou, I think is Cyril Gane.
I think isn't Cyril Gane like 245? I don't think he was 260. Is he?
I don't know about that. He's
Look it up.
6'5", though, big guy.
Come on, young Jamie.
So it would make sense.
Young Jamie on the compute. I just think if he can switch it up, if he can get Derek Lewis
Gane
thinking
came in
about
at
the leg
245,
kicks, 245.
Mhm. and he came in at 240 and 230 in his two fights before that.
So he's not.
So he's a
Cutting.
Stipe weight.
He's not cutting.
He's a Stipe weight.
Hey,
Joining the podcast today.
Blue. Oh,
He has a
man.
Patriots. I don't think I've ever seen you wear Patriots.
Damn,
gear.
that's pretty sick, dude.
Yeah,
I actually like
nice-
that.
nice
What up,
sweater.
I'll move over.
You actually came in maybe the opportune time.
Just about the end.
Nick Diaz.
Nope, we haven't even talked about Nick Diaz. I think he's sitting on the couch. So
I'm
we
sorry.
can-
Oh, you're sitting on the couch? Oh, all right. So we gotta go this way.
I'm trying.
Just get out of the way.
Throw whatever. Cyril Gane, Derek Lewis.
I know.
Throw me right into it.
I know.
Throw you right into it. Do you want us to say what we've been saying?
Hang on. He's
Yeah.
not on camera. He's not. On
All right.
I
So,
don't care if I'm on camera. It's fine.
the point I've made is
I
that
care.
if you want to make
last
Did
few
he say here?
last-
if you want to make aspects of the fight, you want to talk about stand up, ground, clinch, toughness, experience.
Gane has not lost professionally in jiu-jitsu, right?
Jiu-jitsu? I have no
He
idea.
hasn't lost in anything.
Look that up.
He's 9-0.
I
In
think
professional, he's
pro
not. No,
career.
UFC and
Jiu-jitsu
MMA.
professionally, I think he's like 18-0 or something like that.
Okay.
I swear to God.
We were just okay. I want you to keep going because you haven't heard
But I
what we
don't
were just
know,
saying.
dude. 'Cause
No, what do you?
Lewis
How do
has
you?
knockout power, one and done type stuff?
Can I get a blue moon?
I've seen it. Yes. Blue Moon.
Thank you, sir.
What is that? Mango wheat.
Mango wheat.
Yeah,
This guy.
Wow.
This guy.
All right.
We've seen it. We've seen
I know,
Lewis's
I know.
one punch power, dude. Curtis Blades.
I know.
It sucked. Rocked him. He was losing that fight dead to rights. I think it was like late second round.
Late second round.
You're saying exactly what I just said.
Let
He
me
almost
ask you.
Kimura'd him. He almost got him in a Kimura, remember?
Yeah.
And then the bell rang, and then about 30 seconds after the second bell, he knocked him.
So it was
knocked
early-
his ass
early
out. He
second.
swept him.
I think it was early second. Yeah.
Yeah. And surprised the fuck out of you. Surprised the
thought-
hell out of me.
Number one, I mean, well, Blades shot such a slow,
Takedown.
slugged takedown.
Yep.
So I'm
And
going out.
Lewis was looking for that, and he just cocked it.
I'm going out on him. Well, before I repeat myself, how do you think Shogun wins?
Do you think Cyril Gane wins?
If it does.
Cyril Gane will be the first person to put away Derek Lewis by TKO, strikes on the ground.
I don't think that's true.
Why?
Because I think Cormier did it.
Yeah.
But I hear your point. I like that point.
I
You think he's
think
gonna
Strikes on
ground
the
and
ground,
pound him on the
TKO.
ground?
Yeah. It's gonna make him
Wow.
look like a bitch.
I'm
Wow.
going.
Strong words.
Wow.
We've seen some serious power out of Gane too. Let's not forget.
We have.
But
We were just saying Gane might be the best athlete in the division.
currently,
Other than Ngannou.
Him and Ngannou. I think they're the best athletes. Say what you want about Ngannou has the best power, but Ngannou has gotten
you know,
seriously athletic over
that's
the years.
surprising for you to say he's more athletic than Stipe.
I don't think Stipe is that athletic. I think Stipe is tough as fuck.
I'm
And he's a
talking
great boxer
Bill.
and a good wrestler. But I don't
In
think
the
he's that
sport
athletic.
of MMA and
He's
fighting,
more athletic than
he's
me.
way
That's not
more
what they're saying.
athletic than
I'd hope so.
Ngannou in the sport of MMA boxing.
I think Ngannou's quicker. I think Ngannou's stronger. I think Ngannou,
Yeah, athletic. Yeah, okay.
and I think Cyril Gane has everything but the power to match up with Ngannou's athletic ability. And then if you want to compare the athletic ability between Cyril Gane and fucking
Who
Derek
else is
Lewis,
a
it's
contender
not
in
even
that?
close. John Jones.
And
That's about it.
really, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, there's some other guys coming up that we don't really know too well, but in the top
I have
five,
it right here.
you got Rosenstrike. No. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Curtis Blades, Jerzy Rosenstrike, UFC 267.
Couple good guys on there.
That's
Yeah.
a good fight. There's a lot of fights in 267 that are coming up. That's going to be the September card.
Yeah.
That's Johnny Walker, Thiago Santos,
Mhm.
Curtis Blades, Jerzy Rosenstrike,
Yes, sir.
Volkanovski Ortega. I'm pretty sure that's the fight that Blachowicz Teixeira is aimed for as well.
I'm excited for that.
And Shevchenko Lauren Murphy.
Ooh, that's
That's a
nice
huge card.
I
It's
think
a huge card.
Shevchenko was going
Shevchenko's
to
taking
knock
that.
her out.
Yeah,
Shevchenko was knocking her out, and I'm gonna bet on
the
that.
deed.
The deed on that by
Jan
knockout.
Blachowicz needs to defend that shit. Because how long ago did he win it? The belt.
He beat Dominic Reyes in March
2 fights
or
ago.
February.
2 fights ago.
2020.
Was it in February?
2020.
When did he beat Adesanya?
Don't matter. Prochazka is the future that
Had to be
shots
April, I
He's
think.
really good, yeah.
April.
Yeah.
Was it April?
I think it might have been.
All right,
Also,
so-
I think
yeah.
Shio gained by submission.
Blachowicz Reyes was probably the end of 2020.
Could happen.
18-0 in jiu-jitsu. 9-0.
I'll look that up. I'll look that up. Hey,
That makes me want to bet that even more. So
Adesanya really said fuck a weight class and went and fought the
Yeah.
champion of the light heavyweight division.
1-5.
That's pretty badass.
It is
man.
pretty badass.
he did weigh in 10 pounds more than he said.
Still.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I tried. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying it. No, I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying, he was trying to put on a lot more weight.
Yeah.
As much as he could.
So
Nick Diaz.
so you have Derek Lewis, or no, you have Cyril Gane.
Kickboxing. Cyril Gane, 13-0.
we did talk about his case.
So far. Damn, I thought he had a
Cyril
BJJ
Gane. Oh, I'm
card.
sorry, I didn't realize you were right there.
Whoa.
Cyril Gane.
We're getting crazy.
I have Derek Lewis for that one.
Cyril Gane. And I-
With Gane.
So we got 2 for Gane, 1 for Lewis. Chris,
Sorry.
Hell
Cyril
yeah.
Gane. We got 3 for Gane, 1 for Lewis. If you guys want to know what I pick, you'll have to tune in next week for MMA Complete Podcast Thursday 8 p.m.
Cliffhanger.
That's a little bait right there.
Look, you guys.
Damn.
Uh,
Or
so-
check out our Twitter. You might post it on our Twitter.
maybe on
No.
Twitter, but only if you follow. That's the only way you'll
Yeah,
see
you gotta follow.
information.
Actually, I'm going to do a poll right now. Cyril Gane.
Yeah, you should.
I love
Or
those polls, man.
Derek
They're,
Lewis.
they're fun.
All right, so since Dylan came here, I'm glad you said something because we wouldn't have talked about it. Nick Diaz versus Robbie Lawler at UFC 266
Mhm.
or 267.
267.
Is it 267?
I believe so.
What do we think about that?
Good for
I'm
them
excited.
for actually securing a main card.
And securing a bag 266.
It is. Wow.
September 4th, 266.
I'm a clown. My bad.
Hey, I need to know how to spell their names.
Who?
Cyril Gane.
Good luck.
Ciryl.
Yep, got that. Yep, and then
Derek Lewis, Derrick.
It's Cyril.
yep, got that.
Lews. So
I'm gonna
Nick
put it for a
Diaz-
week, Zach, because you're
Yep.
you take for a
I
week
like that. Yeah.
around this time, 8:50.
So I will say at 9 p.m. Next week on MMA Complete Podcast, who I think will win. Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler, who originally fought at UFC 47, will fight at UFC 266. 17 years later, we were 6 years old. When it first
17
happened.
years later.
Some shit like that.
Yeah, I wasn't
Crazy.
watching the UFC. I'm not gonna lie.
I wasn't even watching it either. I started watching it a little bit later, but I've been watching it for so long. I wasn't even watching
About 5.
Hmm?
We're all about 5 in
Right.
2003.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, who do you got?
Damn, you do that.
Nick Diaz gets in the head. If he does it again,
Let's see if we can shit talk Robbie Lawler. I think Robbie Lawler's got this, so.
I got Robbie.
I got Robbie.
Yeah.
Robbie Lawler and Nick Diaz. You got Diaz? Chris has Diaz.
Yo,
Is
I'm
Lawler
gonna geek
younger?
out.
Is he younger?
I'm gonna geek out when Chris gets all 3 of his picks
Yeah.
right tonight.
I know. That's how
Just
you
like
do
he
myself.
just like he won in spades first time
Yeah,
he ever
right.
played.
Is Lawler
You
younger?
guys left.
Lawler's 2 years older.
I hope not, bro. Because I bet against you every
Lawler's
time.
Lawler's 39. Nick Diaz 37. Nick Diaz will enjoy a 2-inch reach advantage.
Ooh.
Who do we think has better cardio?
Diaz.
Do we think
Nick.
Nick Diaz still has better cardio?
Yeah, I'm going to have to say
late,
so.
Late in the career, Nick Diaz. I mean, we saw.
He's not
Nate-
old though. He's 37.
we saw
Compared to
Nate-
Lawler.
Nick Diaz's last fight, he drew with Anderson Silva in 2015. So he hasn't fought in 6 years.
That's crazy.
And meanwhile, Robbie Lawler's last fight,
He hasn't fought professionally in 6 years. I feel like Nate Diaz has been at least
I think he's
fights.
just been running the gym, the Diaz brothers gym.
and getting into fights at house parties.
Meanwhile, Robbie Lawler lost in 2020 to Neil Magny. He lost to Colby and Ben Askren in 2019. He lost to Rafael Dos Anjos, and he beat Donald Cerrone. So not only has Robbie Lawler been fighting this whole time, he's been fighting top-level competitors this whole time.
Yeah.
Neil Magny, Colby Covington, Donald Cerrone, and who did I miss? Ben Askren. That was the fluke win, though.
Should've
The
won.
dog
Should've won.
could've
Should've
beaten
Bulldog
that.
choke.
Should've
Right. I got Robbie Lawler all the way. Robbie Lawler is opening up as the betting favorite,
Nick
by the way.
Diaz. I just
do you
don't
think
see
about
how
that?
he wins.
What do you think about what I just presented for Robbie Lawler's case?
Opening what?
Robbie Lawler has stayed fresh, and he's been fighting the really good competitors in the welterweight division, and Nick Diaz hasn't fought.
Did you get to any of that?
Yes, I did. Coming off 3 losses,
Four.
4 losses,
4 in a row. His last win was against Donald Cerrone.
in 2018.
Mhm.
You know, say what you will. I mean, that's pretty close in my book. You know,
I mean, it's a great losing we talk about it all the time. It's a great losing
bad
resume.
losing
Yeah.
record, I guess.
No, it's a bad record, but it's a great losing resume. Like
With
same
the
thing with
names
Tony.
on it.
Same thing with
Good
Tony.
names.
You've lost a lot, but they're all against good people.
Neil
It's
Magny
something to be
is
said.
all right.
Neil Magny's okay.
Yeah,
Neil Magny's younger though. He was probably 10 years younger than Robbie Lawler.
we'll see it. Is Shogun still in the UFC?
Shogun,
Yeah,
as
because
far as I know, his
how?
last fight was against Lil Nog. I think. Oh no, he lost to our Scottish boy.
Yeah, Dan was not taking number.
No, the guy who just broke Jamal Hill's or dislocated his shoulder.
Oh, Paul
the
Craig,
bitch.
Paul Craig.
Yep.
The what?
the Bear Jew. That's his nickname.
The Bear Jew. Right, that's what it is. Shogun Hua, that's fine.
Damn, we already got 2 votes on the poll, and they both picked Derek Lewis.
I like those guys.
See,
Smart dudes.
I wonder if it's going to come into play the fact that not a lot of people don't know who Cyril Gain is. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't know who
If
Cyril
you're-
Gain is.
I
if
kind
you're
of want to delete
watching-
the tweet and
Nah.
do hashtag UFC because I didn't do hashtag UFC.
I think
So it gets out
You
there.
can
Lewis
comment
has
on
been
it.
around
Yeah.
much longer than I just
Much
think.
longer.
Much longer than I think.
Experience factor, Lewis.
Cardio
By-
factor,
by much.
Punch factor, Lewis. Everything else, in my opinion, is game.
Yeah,
I think
technical.
the more
endurance.
all-around MMA fighter wins this fight.
Toughness, you could
Wrestling.
say Derek Lewis might have the advantage, but it's kind of an even playing field because we've never seen Cyril Gain get knocked out anyway.
Well,
Game.
it's always room for opportunity.
Right? There's always going to be a first for everything.
Mhm.
Unless
Game's
you're
got
Khabib.
that
Or John Jones.
intelligence. Lewis got that fight IQ.
Yeah.
You know, when Lewis gets put in that position, we know what happens. He fucking unloads. We don't know what happens with Game.
He does the
gets
TJ
really
Dillashaw,
pressured.
and he just gets lucky.
TJ Dillashaw, Corey Sandhagen.
Sandhagen.
There you go.
Been saying
I
it for
got
a
a
while.
buddy.
So that's
I gotta say,
Saying it for a while.
that's 3 Sandhagens, 2
I want that
Dillashaws.
motherfucker.
Yes, sir.
He lost to Sterling.
Aljo choked him out real quick, right?
Real
No,
quick.
Sandhagen beat
No,
Aljo.
Aljo beat him in like 49 seconds or something.
Real quick.
Really?
I think that's
Yeah.
his only loss.
He has
in
2
UFC.
in his professional career. He has 2 losses.
Correct.
I
Him
thought
down,
who was the
scramble on
guy
his
that
back.
Aljo went for a takedown and got fucking kneed in the head and got knocked out? I
Oh
thought
yeah,
that was
Maurice.
Sandhagen.
That was a great knockout.
Was that Maurice? Yeah, Aljo submitted him. Yep, damn right.
But he was
Real
pissed
quick.
about that loss, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, first round, dude.
So
Yeah. He was
Sandhagen,
like, he
They
couldn't
barely
believe it.
fucking.
Sandhagen beat John Lineker, Rafael Asuncao, lost to Aljo,
Derek
then he
Lewis is
beat
a big
Marlon
boy.
Moraes, and he beat Frankie Edgar.
Oh, you fucking screwed up, Frankie Edgar.
He knocked the fuck. That's probably the knockout of the year so far.
Yeah, like,
Round 120.
Or
seconds
Usman.
in the
Usman might have the knockout of the year, actually.
dude, Usman.
Usman
Wanna
knocked Jorge Masvidal into next year.
I want to buy his card.
Mark, your eyes are
I'm tired.
running.
Yeah.
You're not thinking of it? All right.
No.
What else you thinking? Dillashaw sucks.
Yeah, Dylan just.
I got
here.
Dillashaw.
sucks.
I got Dillashaw.
Has
It's
he
barely.
fought in
It's
how many years?
barely 2 years.
3
It's almost 2.5.
against 2 title defenses from Garbrandt in a row.
Where he won.
But those were his last 2.
No, he lost to Cejudo for his last fight.
Right.
The cringe king.
The cringe
Your
king.
boy,
He
Cejudo.
was fucking good. man. He
Yeah, it was
good.
amazing. He knocked the fuck out of TJ.
Mighty Mouse.
Yep.
Dude, we were talking about it. Mighty Mouse. Imagine if he was back in the UFC. Imagine how great the fucking flyweight division would be right
He's
now.
still
With
so
Moreno,
good.
Figueiredo, Askarov, and Johnson.
What was the bare knuckle thing you were saying?
Oh, Paige Van Zandt.
Paige Van Zandt
Van
versus Rachel Ostrovich is this weekend. That is the most hyped, terrible fight ever.
Hey, she's got a
Because
fan
not
base
for
now.
nothing, they are tremendously skilled MMA fighters who have been in the business for a lot of years and have gained a following largely based on their looks. No offense to them, but they have.
Yeah.
They're both
Gorgeous.
gorgeous women who are
They're cute.
training in MMA who both have
You
OnlyFans.
see that
Just
Misha
saying.
saying.
Tate. Misha Tate.
Does she have an OnlyFans?
I that's what I've read.
Okay.
Okay, Mark. Okay.
But yeah, that's
Clip
Bare
it.
Knuckle FC. That's Bare Knuckle FC
Clip it.
coming this weekend. August 14th, Darren Till versus Derek Brunson.
Yeah, who do you have? I like how we're all answering to Dylan.
It's like coming late all the time. Dude,
And you're not on
what
camera,
the
so you're just like the
fuck?
mystery guy.
Brunson?
Yeah, you're a mystery guy.
You're the mystery,
Hill?
the mystery play, the mystery card.
Yup.
Well, wait.
Middle.
Nope.
Wasn't Till at light heavy?
No, he was at welterweight for a
Never
while.
tell her that.
And then Jorge knocked him out and he went up to middleweight.
Dude.
I got Brunson, just saying.
No. He fought Whitaker.
Middleweight.
Middleweight, right? Lost. Decision.
That was the fight that
Only fight
That
at
was the-
middleweight. Tills.
Robert Whitaker teeth kicked him in the knee and like fucked up his knee in the second round. And he couldn't
That's
do anything
weird.
afterwards.
That's messed
So-
up.
That's the fight that Darren
First
Till was like, we
fight
should get rid of
at
this.
middleweight. Lost decision. That's not bad.
I don't believe so. I believe he had one other
Brunson
fight in middleweight.
He's a veteran of middleweight class.
I'm gonna go with Brunson.
Brunson has also had 2 very good wins in a row. Kevin Holland and Edmund Shabazian. Darren Till's only fight. Oh, he beat Kelvin Gastelum at middleweight
Ooh.
Good for him.
Hey,
by a
shout out Kevin
split
Gastelum.
decision.
Thank
By
you.
a split decision. Kelvin Gastelum faces Jared Cannonier on August.
You're in. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm trying to think.
Whitaker.
August 21st.
Whitaker,
Power
Bobby Knuckles. When's
Is
he getting
it?
his fight?
No.
August
you're-
21st.
Kevin
Dude.
Gastelum, Jared Cannonier, 8/22.
We need to
August-
see
August
Adesanya
22nd.
versus Rob.
August 26th.
I think it's the
Whitaker.
21st because the
Bobby
22nd is
Knuckles.
Sunday.
We need to
22nd
see it.
Sunday.
Soon.
Oh,
They
they
need
have it
to
wrong on
announce
here.
it soon.
Goddamn people.
What's this?
Whitaker versus
Adesanya.
too.
I want it.
Soon.
Agree.
I'm fiending for it.
I think
the crack of
Whitaker's
dawn.
the
Probably
only
December,
person-
I'd say.
Can Whitaker beat Adesanya?
It's possible, man.
Yeah.
I know it's possible, but will he?
It
Maybe I
was-
shouldn't have said can he. Will
Yeah.
he?
No.
I think he will. I do.
Here's the one thing that I would think about.
Mhm.
Israel Adesanya is known for knocking people out.
Yeah.
And he hasn't knocked his last 2 fights. He hasn't knocked his opponent out.
No, hold up. Who's the one
Still
before
beating him,
Young?
though. Well,
Paulo
No,
Costa.
yeah.
He knocked out.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
He knocked out Paulo Costa and then he fought Young.
And then he fought fucking
how
Marvin Vettori.
how much healthier do you think Robert Whitaker would be if he
Wasn't
never had those brawls with Yoel?
Dude, because he tore his ACL in the middle of that fight and then he tore it recovering from it. So he was out for like 2 years.
It's a damn shame.
That's why Adesanya originally got the interim belt from Kelvin Gastelum.
You ever see videos of Dan Hooker just going to town on Adesanya?
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen a couple,
Really? What? Oh, because they both trained in Australia.
but he's just going to town, hard sparring, fucking smacking on him.
It's
I
pretty
wonder
good.
this.
Darren
So-
Till the favorite too.
So
Just saying.
Israel Adesanya we saw in his last fight against Marvin Vettori that his leg kicks are lethal.
Yeah.
He has a great leg kick ability.
If Vittori wasn't such a
Israel
tank,
Adesanya.
Oh, bro, yeah. Well, we've been known that.
if he wasn't such a tank, those leg kicks would
That-
fall
his
on
leg was
anybody else.
purple.
That will affect Robert Whittaker.
His
I
leg
think.
was like cut open.
It could. Does
We
Whittaker
saw in
check
the
and
last
shit.
fight, we saw Whittaker's last fight against Cannonier, that Cannonier had some good leg kicks on Whittaker.
Yeah.
And I think Adesanya's a better leg kicker than Cannonier. Just something to think about. I don't know when that fight will get scheduled. I'm guessing. Adesanya just fought at 263. So he fought in May or June. Something like that. So I think that maybe we'll see Adesanya fight in December. Maybe. If not 2022 early.
I like
How
to
do you
see
feel about-
Islam fight in October and then fight in December.
Islam will fight everything, anywhere, anytime.
Who is Islam?
Everything.
Who is it?
Oh,
We've been talking about it a little bit. I think Islam Makhachev should fight Beneil Dariush.
Islam's a
Love
nightmare.
it.
Like he's,
I like that
You think he's
matchup a
got
lot.
it's terrifying.
I
There was
like
a
it.
tweet that went out. Rafael Dos Anjos tweeted
He's
that
terrifying.
a fight was
that dude
accepted
does not
between
fucking
him and
stop.
Islam October 30th.
I like that too. I was going to suggest, and I was just thinking it because I was talking about Dan Hooker.
Dan Hooker needs to do something.
Tony Ferg.
I like Hooker Dos Anjos too.
Chandler. I want him back. I would like him back on Dan Hooker's behalf.
Chandler?
Chandler, Dan Hooker, is that what you're saying?
Too.
You want to see the second? Dan Hooker has to fight someone before he
Yeah.
fights Chandler again.
Dan Hooker. I mean,
I want to see all right.
went
So
5 rounds with the fucking
Poirier.
pound for pound. I mean, if
Dan Hooker, Tony Ferg is a good fight.
I want to see. All right, so right now Kevin Lee is ranked 11th in the lightweight division, and Kevin Lee had his last fight cut because of COVID. I'd
Yeah.
like to see Hooker Kevin Lee. I think that would be a good fight. Both guys are equally well rounded. Kevin Lee a little bit better on the ground. Dan Hooker is standing, and it's like a really tall guy versus a really buff guy, and they're it's a different style for both of them. I think that'd be a good fight, and they're both kind of veterans. But I don't know what you do with Dan Hooker.
what do you do with
Dan Hooker's lost
Wait,
3
did
in
you
a
say
row.
Chandler versus Kevin Lee?
No, I said Dan Hooker versus Kevin Lee.
What do you do with Chandler after that?
Dude, listen. Chandler
Ferguson?
needs to fight Gaethje.
Gabe, yeah.
Chandler needs to fight Gaethje because we know Poirier is going to get Oliveira. We
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that, and it's a shame. We think it
And
should be.
He was the
Ferguson
backup in that fight for the.
versus
Dos Anjos was.
McGregor.
No, he was the backup in the fight
Yeah,
for
I wanna see
Gaethje Khabib. Was Chandler?
Yes.
I want to see.
You know what I mean? And
Gaethje
Khabib had a
versus-
broken foot, so that was very
I like
close to
Chandler,
being a
but, like,
possibility.
Ferguson
people
versus. What'd you say? Rafael
the
Rafael
Dos
signed
Anjos.
something with who? Hooker?
No, with Islam Makhachev October 30th.
Fucking A. That literally leaves fucking Ferguson and McGregor. That's it. I don't like that.
I think
I don't
that's
like that
the
at
fight.
all.
No, I think that's the fight, man. I
I don't like
really
that at
do.
all.
But we're not going to see Connor until 2023.
No, 2022.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely. I really do.
Depends on. I mean, I heard the surgery went really well, and I'm
Yeah.
sure he got the best doctor on the fucking planet
I
to
really
do it. So
hope
I'm
so.
sure it went well.
At least a couple mil.
They put a
Wasn't he already
fucking
talking
about
iron
that?
rod in my leg.
Yeah, he's going to come out with
It's
it.
fucking unbreakable. I'm like
Zach,
a
Did
Terminator.
you see that
Holding his
Instagram
leg in
video I
his
sent you? Oh, after this
Was it on
pod.
Connor?
Oh, it's a Connor joke.
Yeah.
And I don't go into Connor roast too much, but it's fucking the funniest video I've seen on Instagram in a while. I'll play it after.
I heard through the grapevine that placing that rod in your leg makes your leg a lot
Stronger.
less strong.
A lot less strong.
I would think that
That's what I
that'd be
heard it
true. That would make sense to me.
It would.
Wouldn't it make it
No,
heavier?
it wouldn't on paper. I mean, fucking steel rod in your leg on
Yeah.
paper.
Listen, when you
cyborg.
say a steel
Like-
rod, and I'm not a doctor and I don't know what I'm talking about, but when I say a
Like-
steel rod, especially in the place that I got put, I'm thinking it's like a steel rod.
No.
It's not
No,
this.
yeah.
No, if he had this rod in his leg, he would not be able to compete in the UFC.
No,
I'll look
it's
it up.
getting
I'll
taken
look it
out,
up.
though,
Where-
I believe.
Maybe I've seen.
If it's getting taken out, then that's different. That makes sense too. But if it gets taken out, that's another 3 months you got to heal.
Yeah, probably.
That's pretty quick. Now, well, maybe a month.
What was good is that it wasn't a tib fib fracture. It was
Yeah.
it was torn ligaments and it was a separation of a certain bone.
It wasn't a fracture?
It might have been a
I thought
fracture.
was
It wasn't a
fracture.
tib fib fracture. Tib fib fracture, you're out for 2 years, kind of thing.
4 votes, 100% Derek Lewis.
Go vote at complete_MMA. We just put out a poll. Who's going to win Derek Lewis' Cyril Gain? That will be announced next week, leading up to my announcement of who I think is going to win. So,
Let Zach bait you into it. Why not come? We have popcorn.
and if you guys are right and I'm wrong, we'll do a giveaway to everybody who voted.
Yep.
So you should go vote on the Twitter poll.
Zach
Wow.
is not joking. We have stuff to give away.
We actually do have a lot of stuff. You're right.
We have a lot of stuff
Ooh,
coming.
okay. So
We have a lot of stuff
next
coming.
week we'll be talking about the stuff we have to give away leading up to that poll. That's a great idea, Mark. I like that. What else do we want to talk about?
We are going to have. Oh, all right.
Oh,
Before
okay. I'm sorry to cut you off. Real quick.
No, I'm going to cut you off because, all right. I did not find McGregor's, but I found Chris Weidman's. That's Chris Weidman's.
Chris
Oh,
Weidman's
wow.
never going to fight in the UFC again, so that doesn't matter.
Look at it, though.
Yeah.
Full rock.
Chris
That
Weidman broke his leg.
Very similar.
Connor didn't break his leg.
Yes, he did. Fibia and tibia.
He
or whatever
didn't.
the fuck
He didn't fracture. It wasn't a tib fit fracture. That's what I
Ew.
just said. Connor.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
What are you talking about? His ankle
He released a video and said
was
that's what it
sideways.
Okay.
That's a.
It was right above the ankle. Zach.
Okay.
It was tibia and fibia break.
All right.
I'm pretty sure found it too.
So what I was going to say is over under 2 minutes for Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena.
Over under
2 minutes for Nunes Pena.
over.
Yeah.
That's
2
Pena
minutes or 2 rounds?
2 minutes.
Juliana Pena 2.
Amanda Nunes is going to
They
prove a
fought twice.
statement. She
Okay.
wants to be the
Right.
greatest. She needs to
Okay.
finish
Did they?
people.
I don't know. I
Amanda
would assume so.
got
Nunes has
knocked
fought a
out.
lot of people, and Juliana Pena has been a high contender in that division for a while. So that would make sense.
She's kind of a heavy set girl.
Should I check it?
Is she?
I don't know the answer to that, but I do know that you just
How do
called
you-
a
how
professional fighter fat. That's what I
Whoa. Listen, Derek Lewis is kind of heavy set in my opinion.
Juliana Pena has never fought Amanda Nunes. She's never fought. The Venezuelan Vixen. That's a dope nickname.
What do you mean she's never fought? What?
She's never fought Amanda Nunes.
Really?
Really?
Who she beat?
She's lost to Valentina Shevchenko. Most recently, she beat Sarah McMahon, and Jermaine Durandamy beat her. She's only on a 1-fight win streak getting Amanda Nunes. But Amanda Nunes is just
Right.
fighting everybody she
Fucking
hasn't
running
fought.
out of people.
Amanda Nunes is just about to go on to the next divisions.
All right. Is there anything else, guys?
I wish I was
Kevin
Nunes.
Gastelum.
Jared Cannonier.
Yeah. What do you think that? What do you think?
It's kind of far away.
It is far away.
It's not that far away.
I got
It's August 21st. It's a month away.
I got Kelvin.
You got Kelvin?
No, I got Kelvin too. I mean, Rob.
I
picked him
got
soft.
Cannonier.
5 rounds, he picked him apart.
Oh yeah, Cannonier's good, but he's
3
a
rounds.
powerhouse, and I think Kevin
I
Gastelum's
think it was 3
a
rounds.
heavy hitter.
I got Jared Cannonier.
I had Cannonier just because you went to war with
Cannonier or Gastelum?
the war with him.
Cannonier. So that's 3-2 Cannonier.
Cannonier's the.
We're gonna have to
favorite.
rewatch this tape so we can record all of Chris's bets. Because if you get everything right, we're taking you to the casino. Just
Yeah.
saying.
Hell yeah.
You should bet just because
Just gonna sit him in front of the machine and say,
Yeah. Pick.
"There."
Do
Here, take $100 of mine. Just do what you gotta do.
your thing.
Unit. Take a unit of mine. My bad. Actually, no. That
Unit.
doesn't sound right either. But anyway,
Take my
What should we
unit.
do? Another poll? I'll put another thread.
another
the other
poll. What's another poll? What have we been talking about? We've been talking about Cyril Gain,
Diaz Lawler.
Diaz Lawler.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, Dylan's here, so we can talk about the Ultimate Fighter a little bit. Have you watched any of the Ultimate Fighter?
I watched the end of season, episode 7.
Are they the co-main event?
I'm trying
Diaz
to
and
remember their
Lawler?
names.
I think they.
2 kids that I last saw fought were from the same hometown, had grappled together in the same gym for a little bit, and then they were both brought on to the UFC. I'll tell you what, a couple of the decisions have been questionable. The way they do it is like 2 rounds, and then they, decide at the end of that second round whether they go to the third.
Yep.
And that third round really has been a decision for a couple fights, and I think it's gone the other way than the judges have decided.
I wouldn't be surprised. Judging has been not great this year. I really think.
Dude,
I mean,
So
for the
really
large
long.
part, judging is something that I think should be right 95% of the time, 90% of the time, and I think right now it's hovering around 75, which is just.
I don't know if I talked about him, but I want to talk about him. Kid from Fall River,
Chris Martino.
Crosswind, yeah.
No, it's
Who-
not
who is
Moutinho,
it?
but I was just about to bring up Moutinho
Mitch Raposa.
Mhm.
Mitch Raposa
on the Ultimate Fighter. He's talking
on the
about.
Ultimate Fighter.
Really?
I mean, this kid, there was a little background on him, and he's like literally showing bits and pieces of Fall River that we know.
Right. Yeah.
I think Marcucci's was like in the background.
Oh,
Mike
shit.
Street, I'm pretty sure was in the background. Swear on my life.
It
So,
is pretty solid. It is pretty awesome.
and his decision, I think, should have gone the other way.
Did he lose?
Well, here's
lost to a Russian, Dagestani, I'm pretty sure,
Um,
fighter who I don't think he did anything besides keep position. I just don't feel like position on top. I don't know the dude's name, but he was a Dagestani fighter fighting in bantamweight, and he just kept position on top. And I'm telling you
UFC
right now,
could have some conspiracy theory with the Dagestani fighters that they're pushing because they want to hype up Russia, get those Russian fans.
possibly.
Listen,
This kid
Very large
ripped
country,
on him.
under 50 million.
Boxing.
They never
Ripped
even
all
did a
over.
Russian card with Khabib.
I know
They were talking about doing it so long.
Russian Connor, Russian
But they probably
card Khabib
What
Connor
if-
would have been awesome.
What if we see in 3 years a Russian card and Khabib comes back and headlines it?
It's possible.
And you got Makachev, and you got Akhmedov,
He's not coming back.
and you got.
Tell me what you mean about that.
This is super hypothetical.
Russian
I don't
fighters
really think it'll happen.
fighting American fighters.
Not just
I mean,
bad
I don't think
fighters.
it's. I think there would be some of that. I don't think it has to completely be that. If they wanted to add that aspect to
Just
it,
like
I
a
think that would
large-
be fucking
Every single fight on the main card.
Russian
is
versus American.
Russian
Well, see-
versus somebody.
Right. I
I'd
think.
watch
Yeah.
that. Russian versus American. No, not watch
No,
that.
they've
actually. No,
they've done that
that's fucked
before
up.
though. They've done that in like Brazil, where it's Brazilians versus Americans. They've done that kind of stuff before.
In what?
Like a UFC card in Rio de Janeiro, where it just happens to be that the Brazilian champ's fighting an American contender, and then you have like two
Really?
other. Yeah, that happens a lot. If you have a UFC card in another country, largely most of the fighters are from that country.
Does Brazil?
Brazil does happen a lot.
I haven't talked to them in a while. I don't know the answer to that.
Get back to it.
Okay,
All right.
Russia.
let me know.
I know Russia does. So,
Of course.
I don't like that. I think,
Do you
I'm
think-
pretty sure Putin likes the UFC?
I don't think if the
Pretty
UFC
sure he
went to
does.
I think
Russia,
he's a fan. I think
he
he's
might
a fan,
be a
honestly.
fan, man.
I don't think if UFC went to Russia that
Not a
they would
hater.
bomb their own country. Just saying.
All right, relax.
Maybe not.
Conspiracy theories here at MMA Complete every Thursday.
How do you
8
feel
p.m.
about that,
How
Mark?
it's separated
I'm
from-
tired. Didn't sleep last night.
Why they are separated from the state of
Zach
Russia?
says
I don't
he
think
did
they are
last night, but
separated.
He's got some energy.
Yeah, he's up.
Really?
I'm pumped for this pod. This pod's kind of
Is
slapping
from Russia?
slapping the calves right now.
He's from Dagestan.
Hey.
Russia.
Dagestan?
Russia.
No,
Slapping them
He's
calves.
from
Dagestan does not.
He's from
Dagestan
Dagestan.
has its
Dagestan.
I know.
flag. Khabib does not fly the Russian flag.
This guy's trying to tell me that Dagestan is not
Well,
part of Russia.
It's a province in Russia, I think.
Yes.
Like not a province,
They're
but like
fighting bad.
It's
for
type
their
of
own-
Dagestan is to Russia what Rhode Island is to America.
Dag-
Hell
No,
yeah. Hell
Rhode
yeah,
Island
brother.
does not give a shit. Dagestan wants its own country.
Hey,
They
you
might
followed
want
us.
it, but they
You
don't
followed
get it.
yeah,
us.
it's
Hey, thanks for the
You
follow.
think it's another Soviet Union?
it is a Russian republic.
It would be like if
There you
What does
go.
that mean?
I'm not sure, but
Who
it's
cares?
owned by Russia.
Right. Dagestan's in Russia.
It is like
It
one of
part
it's
Russia.
like one of the like the Greek city states.
It's like a Puerto Rico, if you will, if you must.
they do not like Russia's regime
Policies. Okay.
policies,
Got it.
and they're fighting hardcore to get out of there.
Okay.
That's why Khabib does not fly the Russian flag.
Good for him. Even though he had to talk to Putin, which he looked the only person I've seen Khabib sitting near, he looked scared of. 'Cause Putin just snapped.
Who are you more scared of?
Putin.
Putin or Khabib?
Putin or Khabib?
Way more.
Yeah,
Think
totally
so?
Putin.
Ask me.
Khabib might
If
beat
I'm
my
more-
ass to oblivion, but like Putin would just snap his fingers and have my car blow up outside.
Who are
He
you
gets
more
embarrassed.
afraid of, Putin or Kim Jong Un?
Kim Jong Un.
Putin. I'm way more afraid of Putin.
I'm way more afraid
Yeah.
of Putin.
I love Putin.
Listen, I think if Kim Jong Un gets out of line, we're just
Hey, keep your friends close and your enemies close. Well,
When did Putin come into power? I know we're not
in,
talking
like,
about
the
UFC
80s.
anymore.
in like the 80s,
Quite
right?
a while ago, yeah.
Yeah.
He's been president for a long time.
He has been.
If he doesn't get his way, he's had his way for a while. You know.
Well,
Doesn't get his
countries
way.
like that usually don't have a strong bloodline or anything like that. You don't hear much about Putin's sons or anything like. You know
Right.
what's going to happen after this?
Right.
Not going to be pretty.
No, it's really not.
There's
Oh,
gonna
you
be a
want to take?
cash
You're gonna
grab.
take? Oh, well,
Let's see who wins this power struggle.
this is so funny. How do we even get into this conversation? You asked if Brazil. That's how we got into it.
Well,
Brazil has their own.
dude, I would not watch that if it was all Russia versus all America. I'm telling you right
Why?
now. No, I wouldn't.
Dude, that's fucking Rocky versus Ivan Dragic.
It's
In-
just not
if he dies, he
cool like
dies.
that, bro. It's not cool.
The Olympics are cool for that.
It's really not. It's gonna start some shit, and you might think it won't. Like,
Don't
indirectly.
you want to kind of see it start some shit?
Indirectly,
No,
no, because it's gonna be
Do
like.
you think America will go to war
Over
with
UFC?
Russia over UFC? Is
That
that
would
what
be-
you're
No,
saying?
some old motherfucker is gonna get in trouble arguing with some old Russian motherfucker in a bar. He's gonna be like, "We beat the shit out of you," and he's gonna be like, "No, we did it," and they're gonna fight. And I just don't want to ever see that.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't
That's
ever wanna
that's a
see it.
very
Dylan.
that's a very humane point you bring up.
U.S. politicians don't go to bars. They get high on the taxpayer dollar.
It's true.
So you don't go.
Right,
worry
but
about
U.S. politicians, besides Trump, evidently don't really watch UFC anyway.
Yeah.
For the most part, I'm sure some of
that. Well,
them.
they're all much more cultured people than we are, and they're better than us. That's why they're the superior class, and they get to do what they want with their money.
I
Okay.
also don't want to admit the fact that if
Russia
it
would
were to
kill us?
happen, Russia would kill us. And
Kill
I'd
us?
be rooting for them. I'd be like, Khabib,
Can we
let's
talk about
fucking
what are
go.
we talking about?
Khabib would win me so much money. Russia in
Oh my
general
God.
would win me
Khabib-
so much money.
Khabib, if he ever comes back to fight, I'm
Pod
betting you
selfie. Get your face in here, Chris.
No,
Sorry.
Oh my God!
Hold on,
what an
hold on, come on.
awful,
Yeah,
what an
there we go.
awful
Hey,
thing.
don't.
There we go.
Yes.
Boom.
Oh my God, that's good. Hey, that's good.
It's blurry.
Android,
wrap
Android
up, or-
problems.
So, what do you
Oh
think?
no, we ain't wrapping.
So-
So we're going.
So,
Hey,
you
Makachev
bring up
was
an
so much
interesting
fun to
point.
watch.
You bring up an interesting point. All right,
Mhm.
let's make an
So much
actual
What?
Makachev.
Yeah.
let's make an
Oh.
actual game out of this.
Hang on. Miranda Maverick is fighting
Macy Barber
Macy Barber.
this weekend.
Got such a crush on Macy Barber.
And that's why Miranda Maverick will win this fight.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Macy, but
A betting man. Who are you taking?
you know, yeah,
She's got a
probably
cool.
Miranda Maverick.
Who has a cooler name?
I don't know the name.
Miranda Maverick, dude. That's a cool name.
What's
I
You
know,
don't know
I
her
know.
name.
That's a sweet name.
Macy Barber is only like 8-2 or some shit.
Miranda Maverick's like 6-0.
Very fucking.
Miranda Maverick. I think
She
is gonna be
performed
a
last time I
contender.
watched her.
All right, I want to make a game out of this now.
Okay.
So do I.
Top 3 fighters from every country in the UFC. No, don't matter the weight class.
All right. I'm not good at this.
From every country, what country has the best?
How many
fighters?
And,
countries are we going
Brazil. Hello.
Give me a country to start
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, I know.
Brazil.
China.
Hands down.
I have one that I'm going to say that you guys are going to be like, "Oh, you're right." I just want to see if you guys can guess it.
What is
Canada.
Russia.
Russia's up there. I think America's
Brazil?
obviously
Yeah.
up there. Brazil's obviously
Oh,
up there.
maybe Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yeah. Well, I am right
Nigeria's
now.
up there, yeah.
Right now.
Usman, Adesanya,
Right
and
now,
Ngannou.
But-
Ngannou's Cameroon, actually.
All
French.
Ngannou's actually
No,
Yeah.
he's
Cameroon.
French.
Well, he represents Cameroon when he gets
fights
Yeah,
out
he
of
does
France.
represent Cameroon.
You can't be a phony like that.
Dude, you should do whatever your native language is. Like somebody
Well,
should test you and just
he,
be like,
he
what
is
does
from
smoke?
Cameroon.
I mean, I'm sorry. What do you speak the best?
Are you
Smoke.
smoking?
What are you
What do
smoking?
you smoke?
He's smoking a
crack?
Cameroon Kush.
What do you speak? the best?
sounds
That's
pretty
your
good.
native
Cameroon
fucking-
Kush.
I don't even smoke,
The
but
salt mines.
it's
Crack?
got a little salty taste to it. The Cameroon
Oh
Kush.
my god, that's
Cameroon
fucked up.
Kush.
That's so
Ooh.
fucked up.
Oh, that's a name right
That
there.
is.
That is.
Yo, patent that.
I think it's kind of crazy that like if you're not the nationality of the country, you can't represent them in the Olympics unless you're fucking American. Or
Well, we snuck out of
'Cause
there.
we
Get the
are that
fuck out of
country.
there.
Our
It's very
patriotism
true.
has
Well, I'm
ruled the
pretty
world
sure
for the past
for
200
Olympic-
years.
Canada,
I'm pretty sure
pretty
it's-
sure is mostly white even.
For,
It's actually get a lot of like. I'm not going to get into that.
for the Olympics, I'm pretty sure you can only be in the country that either your dad, careful,
Yeah.
Either your dad, your mom, or yourself was
Canada.
born in. I'm pretty sure that's the only things you can be for Olympics.
Mhm.
Does that sound right? I think that's right.
Yeah, the country you're born in. Should
But I
be.
think it's also the country that your dad or your mom was born in.
Yeah,
I think
family.
so. That might be wrong. Speaking of the Olympics, and we are so fucking off track here. You guys seen that? Like the Olympics might get called off.
Yeah, if
They have like 60
Yeah.
cases of COVID, and you can't send new people into the Olympics.
The
Like,
way I
reserves
look
or
at it
something,
is-
no countries can send more people.
dude, fuck it, make them compete.
Dude, we're talking about the most athletic people in the world.
Yeah,
that
the most
have,
healthy people
that
ever.
have viruses. You can't.
They
The most healthy
It's
people
how
in the
it's
world.
the biggest asterisk ever.
You
Do you
want
want an
the most
Olympics that has the
healthy
biggest
people.
asterisk
You know,
ever?
I had COVID was still, fucking working out every day.
Hey, me over here. How long does the Olympics take?
3
'Cause-
months.
No.
I got an idea.
No.
If you
From-
Symptoms
no, no, no.
don't set in until 2 weeks.
I'm saying from the time that you start getting into the last event, it's
Yeah.
like 3 months.
wonder what
You
I'm
wanna
saying?
The events only go for like a month.
You
If
wanna
you
why?
can't do your 100-meter dash with fucking COVID
Yeah.
and you
Sponsorship.
lose, then the next guy who doesn't have COVID
Events-
wins. Good for
People,
him.
people ain't
Events
gonna go
do
to the
not go
Olympics, bro.
amok.
You ain't gonna be buying tickets. You're gonna be losing money because the country that has to set up the Olympics costs
Japan.
billions of dollars.
Fuck 'em.
Billions of dollars.
Japan's also getting a shit ton
they
of revenue.
Are
right
the
now.
Yeah,
like
from
the
us.
fourth biggest nation
Well, no, from
in
sponsors.
They got
economically?
crypto.
Just-
They got Doge.
Well,
What do you mean
Japan's
they
like,
got
over
crypto?
there.
All right, this is
They
a little
have
too
no
far off
idea.
topic for me. This is a little too far.
They have no crypto there.
we turn into a
Not
crypto
anymore.
podcast.
They're all coming here.
All fucking.
They're going to Wyoming. They're going to Maryland. Going to
So-
Washington.
Who? The Chinese?
The cryptocurrency people.
Excuse me. Ooh,
All right. Anyway.
Yeah, this seems like a good time to wrap up.
No.
No. If you got something UFC to say,
Curtis Blades.
Rosenstrike.
Curtis Blades, Jersey, and Rosenstrike.
Dude, Japan is literally number 3.
Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades, the heavy
In the
favorite.
grand scheme of things,
Number
heavy.
3.
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah,
-270.
it goes U.S., China, Japan
We
What is this?
smacked them pretty
What is this?
hard, and we
for
brought
the
them from
economic value in the world rankings.
Thanks.
You saying the U.S. has the best economy in the world right now?
Yeah, China is going to take our ass. It does. Are you kidding me? They would transition over to the
All
next
right.
highest dollar.
We're
We'll
wrapping
get into
it
that
up.
later.
Yeah. Okay.
the break. We should just continue to drink after them.
Yes.
Yeah, we should do a
And play
second
cards.
pod.
And play
A
cards.
second pod.
All right,
All right.
we're getting out of here. Thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you tune in every Thursday night at 8 p.m. where we do the
Flamakacha.
MMA Complete Podcast. Make sure you tune in August 14th,
Hey,
August
wait,
7th, August 7th, and September 9th. I believe it's September 9th for the UFC pay-per-views, which we will be going live 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Go check out nakedsports.com and check out fansonlysports.com. Follow us on Twitter at complete_MMA. It's right there. And follow our YouTube page at MMA Complete Podcast and subscribe because we do all of our podcasts on there too. It's the best way to get like no bullshit to find our podcast if you just subscribe to us on YouTube. So thank everybody for tuning in. We will be back next Thursday and
Every night, 8 p.m.
thanks everybody. Follow us on Twitter. Shout out Adrian Giannis.
Yeah.
Hey,